I just noticed something really crazy about the Vision Pro that I don't know if I like or dislike, but let me just get into it. I think this Vision Pro is getting a little tripped up. So this is the product that I'm building. I'm sure there's some crazy way that I can do it by like setting up some proxy, but it's not gonna work out of the box like that. Good morning. Didn't see you there. It is currently 7:40 a.m. I just woke up, took a shower. I am so sleepy right now. That is no excuse because today I gotta get up bright and early because we are spending all day working in the Apple Vision Pro. Oh, actually, let me take off the protective covering, just so you can recognize it a bit more. That's what you're looking for, right? Yeah. I'm gonna be coding in this all day today. I'm gonna give my perspective as a developer, what it's like using the Apple Vision Pro all day, coding, working, and day-to-day use as like a primary device. Now, because I am a developer, I have to use the Vision Pro with my laptop because unfortunately, at least as of right now, you cannot code. Wow, my hair looks ridiculous. Anyways, but as of right now, you cannot code on the Vision Pro. You cannot write code on the Vision Pro. So to do any type of coding, I am gonna need it to connect it to my laptop, and which the Apple Vision Pro does. It has this crazy feature which lets you, like when you look at your laptop, it lets you connect to it, and then you can basically mirror your entire laptop screen in your augmented reality space and interact with it. While I am working, I'll be documenting the entire process, giving some updates, and then at the very end, I will give my final thoughts on what it's like to use the Vision Pro as a developer, as like a companion to my primary workstation. Let's strap this bad boy on and see how it goes. I don't think I will ever be able to look cool doing this, and I do not think that it is physically possible to put this on without like destroying my hair, which I am very protective over. The price I pay to be an early adopter of technology. Okay. Okay, I think. All right, we're in, boys. Now I'm gonna start recording what I'm gonna be seeing, let the workday begin. See you in a bit. All right, so this is what my work setup is gonna be like with my Vision Pro. So you can see what I'm looking at. This is my laptop. And so on my laptop, you see this button, floating button right here. It says connect. So when I click on it, it's gonna connect to my laptop. Also, apologies for the random hot pot on the side. I had hot pot for dinner, just haven't quite cleaned up yet. But anyways, as you can see, my screen is completely black. Nobody can see what is on my screen because there's only I can see what's on my screen right here. All right, so now let's bring this back here. And not gonna lie, this is pretty convenient having this giant blank wall because it's a really great canvas to have my laptop set up, my laptop screen. So this is the product that I'm building. It's called perfectinterview.ai. It's AI-powered mock interviews. We have AI-powered mock coding interviews as well as AI-powered mock behavioral interviews. Definitely check it out if you're interested. You can see demos of each type of behavioral as well as coding interview here. But essentially, this is my current setup. This is what I'm gonna be looking at all day. And what's nice is if I wanted to, I could resize the window, really cool stuff here. And then the downside though is the fact that you can only have one monitor instance of your laptop. Like I can't copy this window and get another laptop instance over there. But what's really cool about this is the fact that let's say I want to open up Safari directly only on my Vision Pro. So this is a Safari instance not connected to my laptop. This is just with the Vision Pro, right? But what's really cool is the fact that when I have my laptop set up, I can still kind of mimic a multi-laptop, multi-monitor setup because my mouse, you see my mouse is moving here, like my trackpad on my mouse here, on my laptop, I'm moving it here. It can still hover over right here. So, I can scroll around. So even though I have this screen opened up here and my mouse is moving via my trackpad on my laptop, when I move over here and look at this monitor, you can see that my mouse is moving over here. Like I'm moving with the mouse here and it's there. So now I can just interact with this like it's any other normal browser. Like I can go to like perfectinterview.ai here, and you can see this is my perfect interview instance. So what's really cool is the fact that you can resize this into different sizes. I think it's kind of limited with what size you can do. One, just off the bat right here, this is kind of a first impression. I think something that this can be really useful for is testing different screen sizes of your website really quickly. So for example, if I wanted to do like mimic a normal desktop display, I can do that. If I want to mimic something more akin to like a phone or something with maybe like a tablet of some sort, I can make the display a little bit more vertical. So that's kind of useful as well. And like, so this can be my permanent window open with like OpenAI or any other documentation that I want to read. Right now, it's probably going to be a lot of OpenAI documentation since that's just what I'm doing a lot more of these days. And I guess now I'm curious. Can I open multiple? Ooh. Damn, this is getting kind of heavy. Low key, I feel the weight already. Can I open another Safari window? No, it just refocuses there. But let's see. Open up a new tab. No, I don't want a tab. What if I want a whole new dedicated window? Okay, new window. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So then I can put that over there and have like multiple workspace windows. That's kind of cool. Okay, so that's kind of the setup. But I don't know. How useful is that really? Kind of questioning how useful is this really going to be, because like I don't think if I run localhost for my project right here on localhost 3000, I have access to it here. I would be surprised. I don't think I'm going to have access to it. I shouldn't have access to it. This should not work. Yeah, so that's not going to work. What I was thinking of doing was maybe having my whole window dedicated to coding, and then having my other second window open up over here with my like local instance that'll reload all of my changes. But I guess that's not working. I'm sure there's some crazy way that I can do it by like setting up some proxy, but it's not going to work out of the box like that. But still kind of interesting. All right, so now I'm going to go and do some work, and hopefully in a couple minutes, maybe a couple hours, I will report back with some thoughts on what it's like working out of this thing all day. All right, so really stupid nitpick thing that annoys me is the fact that these glasses oh my God, the Vision Pro is so thick, it makes drinking water from my cup kind of hard. So it's like, when I try to drink it normally, it'll like, see, I hit the glass right there before the water even begins to spill out. So I have to bend my neck a lot. Stupid thing, but that is kind of a genuine annoyance. I'm a hydrated man. I drink a stupid amount of water on a daily basis. So not being able to drink my water without yeeting my head back, kind of annoying, but I guess that's the price to pay for technology. And I will say, we are roughly an hour in of working. It's heavy. I'm using the normal band, the one without like the one that's not a thong across the top of my head, and the weight is definitely there, but my mom didn't raise no quitter. I persevere. I keep pushing. I am not gonna move over to the thong in the middle of my head. I'm sticking with this solo loop band instead. I think this is gonna be okay. I want to give it a shot. See how bad it really gets. It's a little uncomfortable, but I'm getting a lot of work done. So pros and cons. I just noticed something really crazy about the Vision Pro that I don't know if I like or dislike, but let me just get into it. It has to do with spatial audio. Whoa, sorry, did not mean to. Ooh, we'll move you back there. Okay, so essentially, this is my screen. This is my work screen. This is my MacBook screen that I'm displaying through my Vision Pro. And then to the left, I have my music. Yeah, I listen to classical music when I work just because it's freaking awesome. So I'm listening to my classical music, and I'm not going to play the audio right now because I don't think you'll be able to experience what I'm experiencing. But because of spatial audio, when I play the music on the left-hand side, the music is only really coming into my left ear. Like, yes, you can hear a little bit on my right ear, but because of spatial audio, it's most clear and most vivid on my left ear. And while the music is playing, as I drag the window across, you can hear the music shifting its focus from my left ear to the center over to my right ear. Once again, I don't know if I love that, because that means if I want to have the most clear music across everything, I have to put it behind my laptop screen right here. But then it becomes a little bit harder to control. You see that it happened right there? Now you can see it. It's kind of hidden in the back. Don't really love that. It's a little complicated because now it's like, I think this Vision Pro is getting a little tripped up. I'm like, what exactly I am looking at? There you go. So it's a little harder to select this, right? If I wanted to change the music, for example, maybe I'll put it up like above my computer, like right here, something like that. So now the music is still going to be very much directed towards my entire face rather than only coming in from like one side of my ear. It's super realistic, don't get me wrong. It really adds to like the realism of this like spatial audio. But I don't know. I kind of wish I could toggle it off for certain things like music, because I want my music off to the side, but I want to hear it not just on my one side. I want to hear it all throughout my entire body. Okay, so I've been working with the Apple Vision Pro in my little desk setup for a couple of hours now, and these are some initial thoughts that I have. Number one is the fact that it feels really immersive. This whole setup, this is my current setup right now. This is my desktop monitor because you're only limited to one, and behind, you can see right here, hold on. This is where my laptop is. My laptop screen is actually completely black. You can see me in the reflection. Yo, what's good? And then I have my monitor right here. I kind of like the setup a lot. It's pretty nice. The screen, if I wanted to, I can make the screen really big, but that's too big. I don't want to see my code in that, like that up close to my face personally. So I think like, I don't know. This is a good size. It's like a normal, this looks like, I don't know, a 27-inch monitor if I had to guess. And I also really like the fact that this is my keyboard and trackpad and my mouse. These are all paired to my laptop. And because of that, I can automatically use my keyboard and my trackpad and my mouse with my Vision Pro here. See, you can see on my Vision Pro screen, you can see my mouse moving there. And what's really nice is the fact also that I can also then use my mouse with this Vision Pro app right here to do all of the navigation and cursor stuff. I can also type as well, like da, you know, it all works perfectly, really, really seamlessly. And that's really cool, but it's also kind of a little bit of a downside. You can definitely pair the Bluetooth keyboards and your Bluetooth trackpads and mouse directly to your Vision Pro, and I think it makes it a vastly better experience. I mean, it's definitely possible to still like touch type with like poking around or just going like this like crazy, you know, but you're way slower, and at least for me, I'm way more comfortable with a keyboard and a mouse. One thing I've noticed also that is a downside is the fact that due to all of the crazy like Apple developer stuff that's going on, like the beef that Apple has with a lot of the other big companies out there, you don't have a lot of your favorite apps. Like I don't have Spotify, I don't have Google Chrome, I don't have a native YouTube app or stuff like that. And because of that, theoretically, if I was all in on the Apple ecosystem, if I was all in on Apple Music, for example, I wouldn't have to have this Safari window opened up. I could just have Apple Music opened up right here. Despite the theoretical possibility of being able to work with tons of different windows opened up, I still find myself largely doing my work directly on my laptop, because if I want to switch through Spotify, I'll just open up my Spotify app. If I want to read documentation or use Bard or ChatGPT, I still have to do that here, because yes, theoretically, I could open up this ChatGPT page. I can open up any documentation page in this separate window right here if I really wanted to. You know, I can just open it up right there. And yes, theoretically, I am able to copy whatever text I have on this window and paste it into my Mac, but that's going to be a little bit slower, because that's essentially the same thing as copying text from your phone and then pasting it over into your Mac, like that handoff copy and paste, that universal copy and paste, and it works, but sometimes it can be a little slow, and this will definitely be a little bit slower compared to just finding the documentation here, copying it, and pasting it directly in there. So that's another like con or downside that I'm seeing of using this Apple Vision Pro as part of my daily workflow. It's the fact that it's so close. You can see the potential, but it's not 100% fulfilled yet. But it's very clear that that will definitely be possible in the future due to all of the other app developers coming in and finally building their own Vision Pro native apps, as well as, I hope, Apple providing support on the Vision Pro to create multiple monitors based off of your one laptop. Stuff like that, I'm sure, is in the pipeline, but right now it's early. The device has been out for maybe a little bit over 36 hours at this point, or 48 hours at this point. So you can see the potential, but it's not quite there. And right now, it still just feels like I'm kind of working from my laptop. And that's cool, but I would want this to do more than just be another laptop experience, you know? The weight of this machine, it is definitely noticeable, but you know, it's like with anything, when you're really productive and you're really in the zone, the weight kind of just disappears because you just get lost in your work. So it's just like, okay, cool, like, yeah, I have this giant thing on my face, but it's noticeable, but it's not ruining my experience. I will say, as somebody with chronic dry eyes, like I have really dry eyes when I wear contacts. The reason why my eyes are dry is because I forget to blink. And I think when you're wearing the Vision Pro, I forget to blink like 5x more often than when I'm just working from a normal laptop. So my vision gets way drier because I'm just forgetting to blink, and my contacts are just like, oh, help, please, I need water, hydrate me. So that's another thing that I've noticed as well. But one thing I really love about the Vision Pro working experience is audio. I'm playing music. I have my AirPods Maxes right here, right? But these things, they ruin my hair. They just go like envelop, destroy my hair. You already know I'm a big hair guy. And also on top of that, the ear cups, they get a little bit uncomfortable. Like my ears get really, really sweaty. Like my ears in particular get sweatier than the rest of my body. I don't know, maybe I have some undiagnosed condition of sweaty ear syndrome. But with all that to say, I don't feel that same like ear fatigue or ear cup sweatiness with the Apple Vision Pro. And I really love like how right here, these little knobs, these little bumps, these are speakers that are shooting music down into my ear, and I really, really like that experience. I don't know why, I think I prefer that music and audio experience over the AirPods Max audio experience. I've never even been a big AirPods Max guy. I prefer the AirPods Pros that just go directly into my ear. Something about the cups is just a bit much. I find the Vision Pro's audio experience with the downward firing speakers directly into your ear to be vastly superior compared to the AirPods Max or the AirPods Pro experience. Just in my opinion, like it really stood out. Something like, whoa, me listening to music right now with like spatial audio, it feels really immersive and helped me get into like a better flow state with my work. Another thing that I want to note about working with the Vision Pro on while just like extending my desktop display is the fact that even with some of the built-in stock apps that are both present on the Vision Pro as well as my laptop, for example, like Apple Notes or iMessages, even though I could open up the iMessage window on the Vision Pro, I still found myself just responding directly from my laptop rather than like looking over, turning over, and responding within my iMessages. My laptop, it's so integrated into my workflow. My habits are already built into there. I just found myself reverting back to my older habits rather than adopting new ones with the Vision Pro, or like the few instances that I did use the Vision Pro to use some of these apps that exist on my Mac is because I forced myself to do so just because, you know, for the sake of the video, for the sake of experiencing and trying a new technology. Those are some of my high-level thoughts of coding while wearing the Vision Pro. The high-level summary is there's a ton of potential, but it's still not quite there. Maybe it's up to developers like myself and other developers to making it a more productive and better user experience. It's not all on Apple for them to build their applications, to build out the features and apps that we want. It's definitely up to the developers to build out some ideas that they have too. I definitely have some ideas for certain apps that I want to build for the Vision Pro. Who knows, maybe I'll document and make a video about me building my very first Vision Pro app. That'll be super fun. But overall, really cool device. I think I'm going to keep it. I'll at least still keep playing around with it and still use it on like a day-to-day, but we'll see. Let me know if you have any questions about what it's like using the Vision Pro, specifically the developer, the coding experience with the Vision Pro. Happy to answer them in a follow-up video or in the comments down below.